Hey there, Seb by the Realtor here. Did you know that some of the flooring in your house will actually work to scare away buyers? If you're thinking about selling your home and you're worried that your flooring might be conspiring against you to get you a lower sale price, then you definitely want to watch this video. Alright, so flooring, it's very important. Every home has a floor, and every floor in a house adds considerable value to the home. And if you are thinking about selling your home, you're probably worried that the flooring that you have right now is going to drag down your home's sale price. And you are right to worry, because one of the things that buyers always talk about is the flooring. They'll always say, look, I really like that flooring, or I hate that flooring, or man, that flooring doesn't really do much for me. You really want to make sure that your flooring is working for you and not against you. Hey, before I go any further, would you do me one favor? Would you mash that subscribe button right there and subscribe to my YouTube channel? And don't forget to click that little bell to make sure that you get a notification every time I put up a brand new, fun, fact-filled video, kind of like this one. So some of the flooring that you have in your house may work against you. This is especially true if you have an old house. If you have a fairly new house, or your flooring is actually fairly new, like within the last 20 or maybe even 30 years, it's going to be really hard to actually add value to your house in such a way that you actually net more when you close by replacing that flooring. But if you do have some really old flooring, especially if it's like asbestos flooring, right? So some old houses built like before the 1970s, and especially houses built like in the 1950s or 40s or 30s. A lot of those homes will have asbestos flooring, and a lot of buyers, if they read in a home inspection that there is asbestos flooring in the house, they're not going to want to make an offer on that house. A lot of buyers are rightfully really concerned with asbestos in the home. So if you do have any kind of asbestos flooring in your house, I'm going to say, you know what, it might be a very smart move to remove that flooring and replace it with something else. Now, another kind of flooring that buyers really don't like and could be scaring them away is old, disgusting carpeting. Now, there's a lot of old and disgusting carpeting out there, but some of it is really just old, right? It is just old and not actually disgusting. Then I'm going to say probably just leave it. But if it is actually disgusting, like if it has like, you know, a lot of stains or mold, or it's trapped like the odors of smoke, or pets especially, like if your carpet is soaked in cat pee, people, get rid of it. Definitely get rid of it at the time that you're going to sell your house, because that is for sure going to be working against you. Now, what other flooring is going to work against you? I'm going to say that really outdated, old, nasty, and or loud tile is going to work against you. And the reason for it is that buyers, when they see that, what's the first thing they think? They think, I'm gonna have to replace this. Now, I'm not talking about just like old tile, like Saltillo tile, for example, which has been around since the 1970s. Personally, not my cup of tea, but a lot of buyers actually kind of don't mind Saltillo tile. And after, you know, having run into this many times, I have to think that the reason for it is that it's not loud. It's not a particularly bold choice. I mean, like the color, the terracotta color, or whatever you want to call it, you know, it might not be to everyone's choice, but it generally speaking, it's not really loud and in your face. And Saltillo tile, it is a quality product, and if it's not cracked or especially chipped, or the grout doesn't look terrible, a lot of buyers actually, they don't mind the Saltillo tile, and replacing it with some other tile can be very expensive. I'm not talking about that kind of tile. I'm talking about like the 1970s tile that like looks like baby vomit, something like that, that has a lot of weird patterns and weird textures in it. And you know what? What's old is new again. I don't know why they're doing this, but a lot of people are putting in that very same kind of, not the very same, it's a new spin, it's a rebooted kind of a style, but it's loud, it's a very busy style. It's not a clean look, and that, you know, maybe it's a bold design choice, but it's your design choice. It's not the buyer's design choice. And when you have tile like that, what do buyers think? They think, oh my God, it's going to be so expensive to get rid of this tile that it is probably in most cases going to be working against you. So if you do have that kind of flooring that is absolutely going to be working against you, what should you replace it with? And that's a very good question. Listen, I'm going to say that if you had carpet before, probably the easiest and quickest thing to do is just to replace that carpet with a brand new carpet. You know, carpet is actually pretty inexpensive. It's about $4 per square foot. foot, including padding and demolition of the old carpet, removal and disposal of that carpet. For $4 a square foot, it's hard to go wrong with replacing an old, nasty, smelly, disgusting carpet with a brand new one. And the best part is that a lot of these flooring companies, when they're working with realtors, they will actually install that carpet for free and just get paid at closing. They'll bill it to escrow. So that's a great way to get rid of that nasty carpet really quickly, and that will in fact in many cases make a very quick and significant impact to the final sale price of your home, such that it will probably end up meaning more money for you at closing after all expenses. Now these days, a very popular flooring choice is luxury vinyl plank. Luxury vinyl plank, they make 1,000 kinds of luxury vinyl plank. This is basically plastic flooring. Like, it's not like a laminate flooring, which I do not recommend anymore for many different reasons, but luxury vinyl plank is a very popular flooring choice. And some people don't like it because they don't like the way that it feels underfoot. There are different grades and thicknesses and qualities and manufacturers of luxury vinyl plank flooring. So if you were to go with a more expensive, slightly thicker luxury vinyl plank, especially like a wider plank, wider planks give that luxury feel more than some of these cheaper, narrower planks. I think that you're going to find that buyers in most cases really will appreciate that luxury vinyl plank flooring because it's indestructible. It's waterproof, water resistant, certainly at the very least. It's a great product, and you actually do see it in a lot of fairly expensive houses. And of course, we're talking the Bay Area here, right? The Bay Area, a lot of these houses, they're $2 million, $3 million, $4 million. A lot of them do have luxury vinyl plank flooring. It's really a great choice because it is so inexpensive. It's very easy and quick to install. And also, buyers know that if they want to remove it, it's actually very easy to remove as well. It just sits together, clicks together on the floor, and lays there thanks to friction. There's no glue or nails or staples or any of that stuff. It's actually really quick and easy to remove if the buyer wants to do so later on. So I think that if you do have a flooring emergency and you need to get rid of some old nasty flooring that's going to turn buyers off, luxury vinyl plank, it's an excellent choice. Another great choice is engineered hardwood. So engineered hardwood kind of sits between like luxury vinyl plank and actual real hardwood floors. Engineered hardwood floors, they look fantastic and they're much, much cheaper. They're basically a thin veneer of finished wood on top, some expensive wood on top, and underneath that is some kind of like plywood typically underneath that. And again, it's pre-finished, and so it goes in quickly and it looks great. A lot of people are worried that, hey, like I can't like refinish my engineered hardwood. Well, actually, a lot of those engineered hardwoods, if they have a thicker veneer, they can be refinished once or twice or 3 times. But I say don't worry about refinishing your engineered hardwood floor, because the reality is that most people never ever refinish their floors. A floor could last you 20 years. So if you're going to refinish it once, you have the first 20 years, it lasts another 20 years, that's 40 years. You're probably dead. Who cares at that point? So actually buying a flooring because it can be refinished, if it can be refinished at least once, that's probably going to be enough for most people most of the time. So if you do want to have that wood look and feel, because it is real wood and it has that real wood feel, then engineered wood floors can be a really great alternative to an actual solid wood floor. Now, if you have a solid wood floor right now and it's actually in somewhat good condition, the question always comes up, should I refinish that floor, or should I just leave it as is, or should I replace that floor with something else? If you have a hardwood floor and it just has like scratches and normal wear and tear, you can actually do like a screen and coat, which is not a full refinishing. It's sort of like a light refinishing, and it costs about half as much as if you were to completely refinish your floors. But if you do want to completely refinish your floors, go and ask a flooring company how much that's going to charge. In the Bay Area, they want an arm and a leg nowadays to refinish a floor. I mean, we're talking like typically $10 a square foot to refinish your floor, and that's way more than it would cost to put some luxury vinyl plank, for example, over the top of the floor. And I can't say that the differential is going to be worth it to actually refinish a floor at $10 a square foot. But maybe at $5 a square foot for a screen and coat, that might make more sense. But what if you want to install a hardwood floor rather than an engineered floor? Well, actually, they have a lot of great pre-finished hardwood floors. They're genuine hardwood floors through and through, and they sell them pre-finished, which actually saves you a whole ton on labor. So if you want to go and put a brand new floor in your house, unless you have like super high-end luxury house, I would opt for a pre-finished hardwood floor, again in that wide plank. Get that installed. That's going to be pretty expensive though, somewhere around $20 per square foot. That's just for the material cost, and there are cheaper ones out there. But generally speaking, I think if you're going to be making an investment like that you want to get a really high quality product, probably expect to spend around $20 a square foot here in the Bay Area, plus installation cost. Actually, in most cases, the flooring that you have is probably going to be just fine if what you really care about is the biggest paycheck to you after all costs have been accounted for when you are selling your home. Look, the current floor that you have in your house, it has a lot of value. Like if you were gonna just rip out your flooring and sell your house with just bare subfloors, you would for sure get a lot less money for your house than if you sold it with the flooring that you currently have in place. So if you are looking to put some new flooring into your house, you have to understand that in order to actually make more money than that flooring costs, you also have to replace the current value that your current flooring has. And that's a really high bar to meet. All right, well, that is actually all I have for this video. Thank you so very much for watching. I hope you did get something out of it. And if you did get something out of it, I'm guessing, just a guess, you might also enjoy some of these videos over here. These are some of the most popular videos here on my YouTube channel, so please do take a look. All right, that's all I have for this one. Thank you so very much for watching, and please stay tuned.